Hello everyone, welcome to There Be Toys. I thought I would do a video today about the release of Wave 2 of the Labyrinth action figures by Plastic Meatball. Now, I bought Wave 1. They actually came out in January of 2023, and it was a huge surprise. These are not figures that ever existed before. They're not reproductions. They were not anything that were going to come out, unlike the Dark Crystal action figures that were supposed to come out but were canceled back in the day. The movies didn't do very well. I don't know if that's why the figures were canceled or why there wasn't much merchandise, because there really wasn't anything at all. But later on, decades later, Super 7 actually did reproductions or sort of new designs of those Dark Crystal figures, and later on Funko did figures of the new series. So when I saw these Labyrinth figures, I mean, it was a complete shock. It looks just like out of the 80s, like we would have gotten back in the day. Not everybody's on board with that. Some people like, much more articulated or larger scale, but I love these. These are perfect. These look like something that would have come out back in the day. I'm looking at the website now, so I ordered these just back in January of 2023. And in October of 2023, they sort of teased or revealed that they were doing a Wave 2. And they showed pictures of Jareth in his Masquerade outfit and Sir Didymus with his dog Ambrosius. And then things kind of went silent on their website and social media for quite some time. I mean, it's been a while. Nobody really knew what was happening. I just thought, well, we're probably never going to see it. It's almost 3 years now. It's not going to happen, which was a real bummer because I did want to see more. And then all of a sudden, just recently, here it was. It popped up at WonderCon, and they had them all on display. So let's take a look at the Labyrinth action figures Wave 1 by Plastic Meatball. So this wave came with Jareth the Goblin King in throne room attire, Hoggle, and Sarah and the Worm. Now, I bought these as soon as these came out. I was really excited. I know not everybody's into the retro style figures because they're very limited. There's only 5 points of articulation. The likeness isn't usually spot on, but I love it because I'm old. So, of course, I love figures that come out that look like they should have come out back in the day. And this, I mean, I really feel like these nailed it. Plastic Meatball did an amazing job with these. I see a few people talking about this series, but it's just cool. I mean, they did a really good job. Not only that, the likenesses are on the card. I mean, that seems to be a big thing. They, have to pay royalties when they do that. And Plastic Meatball did it. We have the actual photos, really crisp, really clear, looking very good from the movies on the card. And that's like a big plus to me. I haven't opened mine. I'm like on the fence. Here's mine. I had them out a little for display to like look at them and everything. And I don't want to open them. I do want to open them. I would have to really get a second set because they look so good on the card. First, let's take a look at Hoggle. And of course, this is a puppet, so the likeness can be spot on here to look just like the movie, and it does. Like, you know what this character is. You see there's all the little details in the vest and stuff. So they went pretty in on the sculpting here. And the paint is pretty good too. I mean, look, when you get close-up photos, maybe you're going to see a little paint slop because it's all, enhanced and everything. From far away, I didn't happen to notice anything that stood out that I didn't like. And again, it's in the package, so I didn't really observe it too much. But this is a pretty close-up picture. I think it looks really, really good. I'm really pleased with it. Of course, he's a little bit shorter in stature, but it does look like he has the standard 5 points of articulation. No accessories with him. He could have had the little spray can that he's got in the photo, but I think on his own it's okay. Then we have Sarah, and as you can see, I mean, that it doesn't look like Jennifer Connelly, of course. It's very generic, sort of. I mean, they did that with Star Wars and a lot of those figures. It didn't look like the actors spot on. But I mean, I'll say, like, looking at the vest and everything, they got all those little details in there. I'm kind of surprised because they could have just did a color or something like that and not worried about all that printing of the little designs and squiggles on the vest, but they did. And I would say that really impresses me, even though the likeness isn't quite spot on. She actually does come with 2 accessories. She comes with the peach that Hoggle gives her from Jareth that makes her hallucinate the whole ballroom scene. And she also comes with the Hello Worm, from the beginning, and I'm so happy that they included. I mean, he's this tiny little, he's this tiny little. He's probably a little bit bigger than he should be, but you know they couldn't make him too small. But I mean, it's perfect. I mean, he looks a little mad. I mean, he looks a little angry. I feel like they could have given him like wider eyes or something like that to make his expression not be so like he looks very suspicious. He's looking sus, as they say. But I'm just glad that they included him. So that was really cool. I wouldn't mind seeing even like a bigger, fuller version. I know there's some plush and stuff like that, which is cool. But it's great to see that they included him with her. Next, we have Jareth, and I would say this is the probably the most poor likeness of the three. I mean, it doesn't look like Bowie, of course, but it's still a little like off to me. They tried to get the eyes and the eyebrows, and it looks like with the weird eye makeup and kind of stuff. But it's okay. It's you know who it is. They got his picture, so I mean that's a big plus right there to have his picture on the card. And I mean they got the little necklace and everything. So I mean they did a good enough job. I mean the hair and stuff that I feel like it's okay. It's passable. But unfortunately, they did not get the likeness rights to all of David Bowie, I guess, because there's certain things that are missing. So I guess there was only so much that they can do. But I guess it's okay. It's only a little toy. So I guess we'll be all right there. Jareth actually does come with an accessory. He has that cane with the crystal ball in it that they say, they kind of made it for him at that scene to make it look like a microphone. And you see he kind of does. He like holds it sort of in front of his face and everything. So he at least does come with that staff. And after this, it was just radio silence. We saw these pictures, they were revealed, and then there was just nothing. So it seemed like it wasn't going to happen until this year, 2026, at WonderCon, when it was revealed the full wave 2 of figures with a third wave coming. So, or I guess we could call it that. But here is what's coming out today. We have Masquerade Sarah, which is a huge, and I mean huge surprise to me, because not only did I think that there was a chance she would not come out, but I figured if she did come out, that she would just have a plastic, skirt, plastic dress. It would just be one big, hulking piece that they would usually do. I've seen that, before with other figures, but they actually went and made it cloth goods, that's a huge shock. I mean, it's a big gown and everything. So I'm kind of shocked that it wasn't just a big piece of plastic with, just a moving waist and arms, with no feet underneath or something like that. But I'm really impressed. Again, the likeness, maybe not quite spot on, but they got the details. They got all the little silver things in her hair and the necklace and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really, really, really excited about this one. Another one revealed at WonderCon was the Toby and Goblin 2-pack as well. So we have two 2-packs in this, which is really pretty cool. I was expecting a Goblin for sure. That was like a given. I was not expecting them to release Toby, which I guess I don't know. Maybe that seems silly that I wouldn't think that, but I don't know. I feel like maybe people or just wouldn't be interested in that. But coming as a 2-pack with a Goblin, that makes sense. So I was really, really, really happy to see that. And then this is a third wave, I guess you could say. But at the end of 2026, they are supposed to be releasing Ludo, and he's gigantic. I am shocked. I was like never seen such a huge action figure in this scale before. Like I'm trying to think of like the Wampa maybe from like Empire Strikes Back, like back in the day or whatever. But I don't know if anything modern would have anything like in this scale with smaller figures, and then there's this big, huge, unless it's a Build-A-Figure or something like that, which this could have been probably. But I mean, I don't know. Pieces are so big. I don't think it would have even fit. So I'm really excited to see that. Here is the full listing. So, and this is just, it just looks cool. I mean, this looks really cool. I'm really excited to see these. I'm glad that they fleshed out the line more because they didn't have to. I also kind of wonder if maybe they held off on these figures because this year is the 40th anniversary of Labyrinth. So maybe they were going to release these 2023, 2024, and were able to hold off. I mean, usually you can't. Usually when you reveal something and there's orders put in, you can't do that. But maybe they just, just in time, they were able to sort of put everything on pause until the 40th anniversary. All right, everyone, we've got about a minute to go. Oh, here they are. They're already up. So I'm just going to go ahead and add these to cart. Hopefully. They're still the same price, all $14.99 as last time. All right. Special instructions now. No special instructions. Check out. Let's see. Thank you. That was it. That's how easy that one was. Let me take a screenshot just in case. Well, for anybody wondering what I was meaning by that, obviously, as I mentioned, the Joker and all, I mean, it doesn't usually go smoothly. You never know. I've had to do this with many things, and it just does not go as smoothly. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't, and you never know. Like I just got the Alien Monster High figure. It came in. Finally, I got the second grouping. I did a video. I did a whole video about that, and that was like a nightmare. I didn't think it was going to be so well. I knew it was going to be crazy, but I didn't think it was going to be that crazy. It was insane, like not even joking. It was insane, and I didn't know if people would be going crazy over this, if it would be the same thing, if it would be like hard to get, but that went smoothly. I'll say, like, I've seen people review these, not like a ton, not like a whole lot. This is a bit more niche, I would say. I wonder if maybe if more people are leaving these on card because there is also these Halloween figures. I really like these. I really like these a lot. But again, looking at them, I would just leave them on card. I don't think I would open them unless I bought two. So luckily, I was able to buy these today because I had some money. So thank goodness. So I'm really happy that I was able to get these. But here they are. They're available. Let's take a deeper look because now we've got these close-up pictures. Let's take a look. So here is, oh, they look so good. They look so good. That was the whole poster. All right, let's take a look now since we're here. Here is Jareth, the Goblin King, Masquerade. Now, for years and years before DVD, it was just VHS, and it would be blurry, and you couldn't, the tape would wear out. For the longest time, I didn't ever see that he had blue in his hair, but you could clearly see it here on this high quality picture of him. And there's David Bowie. Oh, it's so sad that he's not around because my gosh, everyone talks about a sequel. Can they do another movie? Could you imagine a sequel to this? Like, could you imagine a sequel to this? But without Bowie, I mean, who would it be? It would have to be. My only other thought is they flip it, and maybe it's like the Goblin King's sister, and it's Annie Lennox or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like something crazy, where somebody who's like kind of his contemporary in a way. Like I don't. Other than that, I don't know who else it could be. It just wouldn't be the same, or just have to be a different plot. And I don't know if it would be this, be interesting. But you can see they've posed him in the package with the mask in front of him, which is great. But you won't really be able to mimic that because the way the arm is kind of straight out. So it's kind of unfortunate that you can't do that. But here it is in the package, and it looks really, really cool. And I'll say, paint applications. It is different colors. It's not one solid color, that mask. It's the gray with the horns, but then the handle and there's that little hand on it that is a different color. So I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with it. So let's take a look at the out of the package thing. Face a little bit better. I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit better, than the one. I don't know. I'm not gonna down it. I wish there was maybe a little bit of coloration above, the eyes, that white. Um, they couldn't get the Bowie likeness, I'm assuming, so they couldn't do the different eyes, because that is something that stands out with him. But I don't know. I like this face better than the first one, but we'll see, because this is probably prototype, right? This doesn't mean this is what it's gonna look like in hand. I don't know, but the costume is really nice. It's got that blue jacket. You can see there's details on it, all these little wrinkles and things, and the shirt and everything. I mean, I'm impressed. I like this. I like the coloring. I mean, it looks like a figure that would be out of the 80s. And then here is the full poster. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Let's look at Sarah. Here is the picture of her on the card, and I'm sure we all thought, "Oh my God, she looks so beautiful. She looks so beautiful in the scene," and she really, really did. It's one of the most memorable scene for me. It's just like this all of a sudden, left turn in the middle of nowhere, and it's great. I love the song and everything, but great picture. The likeness, I don't know. I kind of like the first one a little bit, but the lips were too red. Like, her lips were not that red. She didn't have these big red lips, so that was a bit different. But something about the way they did the eyes there, I think, was better. But I can't believe we're getting this cloth goods thing. I wonder if there's like a big piece of plastic underneath, or if there's actual movable legs. So I guess we'll see. But I would say this is done really well. I mean, this is impressive, and if somebody wanted to customize it, maybe to make it a little, look a little bit, better, they could probably do that. But I would say this is all right. I mean, the likeness could maybe be a tad softer. It's hard. It's difficult with female action figures, especially when they're a small thing. You can't really get the face. Don't know if this is the real figure, the promotional photos. I will say too, I know it's just the tops of her shoulder. This is a nitpick. This is a nitpick, but the tops of her shoulder on the arm, that should probably be flesh colored as well, because that was supposed to be like an off the shoulder thing. But that's a real nitpick. You are seeing me nitpicking. See how the shoulders, it comes down. So they could have just colored these, the flesh color. Maybe it will. Who knows? I guess we'll see. I don't even know when these come out. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if this was. I don't know if I pre-ordered. I don't know what I did. I just ordered. I don't know if I pre-ordered something or ordered something. You see, they put some paint, application on the necklace and on the bodice and everything. So they try to really, give it a little bit of pizzazz, because if you look at the dress, there's like gold and silver. It's not just a plain white dress. There's a lot of gold and silver in it, which is, it's gonna be difficult to get that on a small figure and make it look good. So they just gave us some gold and silver dots. So I mean, that's okay. But this skirt, it looks like there's two layers to it. So maybe there is just a white underneath. They added this like a little like thing to it. I don't know what do they call it? Not bug, is it bustle or something? So it looks good. I'm not gonna complain. I am complaining, but I'm not complaining really. I'm like looking and going, oh, be great if they did this or great if they did that. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not really complaining. Let me just check and see. This is a pre-sale. Figures will be in hand end of April. Okay. So now I know. So here says 5 points of articulation. So she's got to have legs, I guess, under that. Masquerade costume with soft goods skirt. So that answers that question. She does have legs under there, which is, I think that's better. I mean, we've got, they went so far as to make the skirt. Might as well just make it with, full articulation. Sir Didymus and Ambrosius. Great picture. I mean, I this is just one of those characters that's just so fun. I'm really happy that he comes with the staff. I'm assuming his tail is got to be articulated, because he's supposed to sit on Ambrosius, Look at these little details. Oh my God, I don't, is that on there? I guess I've never noticed. There's like bones and paw prints and stuff. Now, I don't know if Ambrosius is articulated. It looks like he is in the legs, possibly. But in the picture of him, it didn't quite look like that. So I'm not sure. It looks like the head is. Oh yeah, no, it looks like there's a head joint in there. But this looks really good. I mean, this has a lot more detail when you think about it. Look at all these little spots, all these little things. There's definitely a lot more detail on these two figures. Let's take a look at the out of the package one and see if we can see. Oh yeah, so his tail definitely has got to be articulated. So for sure, that seems to be 6 points of articulation for him. He comes with the staff. Not sure if the mouth is movable. That would be fun. And oh yeah, there is some strange, but there is some articulation for Ambrosius. It's kind of an odd cut. I've never quite seen, you'd think it would be like up here, but it's a very low articulation. I guess it's maybe all be one piece, I guess is what it is. So that these had to be put on separate. But I like it. I'm really impressed with all the little details on that. I mean, they didn't have to maybe go that far. They could have just made that two colors, but each little thing has paint on it. That's really, really cool. All the buttons and everything. I really like this. So let's hope this is definitely what we get when we see the final product. And then we have Toby and the Goblin, and I've got to say, I'm kind of this. I can't find this picture of the baby when crying like this, but I there's a picture that is just such a nice, cute, sweet picture. They did this dirty. Like, I can't believe that they used this horrible crying picture. I think it would have been, I mean, it's funny. It is funny, but it's like they're torturing this poor kid. So I don't know. I feel like the other picture would have been, maybe a little bit better. Fun fact is that the baby here, Toby, is the son of the designer of all these goblins and things, and Dark Crystal, Brian Froud, and the son is actually named Toby, and he grew up and worked on Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. So he's all grown up now, and he did that show, which I loved. I was hoping there would be a season two, but oh well, what can we do? So here is Toby and the Goblin, and this goblin is in the movie. It very prominently, especially during the magic dance scene, has a few lines and stuff, but is kind of covered on this card right where it says Toby and Goblin. Right underneath, you could see his helmet. So he is there in the picture. So it is a picture of both of them. But, unfortunately, the poor goblin got covered up. But this is really cool. I'm glad that we got a goblin. We don't have one, and it's a smaller one. I'm kind of hoping for like a bigger goblin too, because there's like different ones. So it would be cool to see another one maybe come out. The baby. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Well, so much for likeness rights, right? I don't know. That's freaky looking, and that's definitely a different one from the package. So here's the one in the package. Here's the one that's loose, and I like the one in the package a lot more. I'm hoping that's the one that we get. Even the goblin, maybe the color's a little bit different, but that one's not so bad. I'm hoping that baby is just a little bit more pleasant looking than that one. I mean, it's gonna be so small, you're gonna like barely be able to see. They didn't even have to have articulation on this, right? Like with the baby, they could have just made it like a solid figure. Let's look at the specifics. 3 1/4 inch scale. Toby features 3 points of articulation. Goblin features 6 points, I guess, because there is the tail. Traumatic crying baby photo on packaging. Perhaps an industry first. Yes. Yes. Yes, Plastic Meatball. I must say, you must have dug through the archives to find that photo because I can't find that photo. I see the nice happy baby photo. I don't see the traumatized crying baby photo. So that was a choice on your end, Plastic Meatball, to include that photo. And thank you for making this a feature in your in your bullet points is definitely a first for sure. This poor kid. At least we know he's okay. He's adjusted. He worked on Dark Crystal. Like we're happy. He's in a good place now. It looks like that went smoothly. I guess I should check my order and make sure that it did go through. So yes, it did. So I am happy, and they will be here end of April. So I'm really, really, really excited about these. I'm so happy that we're finally getting something like this. I think that there is still a potential for more figures. Now, there's lots of David Bowie outfits they could still do. Like, first and foremost, there's the one with the cape. So if they're doing soft goods, they could do a cape. That's the very beginning scene when we are first introduced to him. So that would be really cool. I feel like that's a more memorable outfit that he's got. So that would be awesome. There is also the opportunity to do a second set, well, third Sarah figure, because there's that very beginning, the very, very beginning, when she's in that like medieval outfit. So we can get at least one more Sarah figure, unless they do some kind of variant. I don't know what else they would do, or she comes with a different accessory maybe. But this would be cool, like to see this. And it's part of the movie, so why not? The Fireys. Like I would love to see at least one of those Fireys for sure. And then also more goblins. I mean, there's plenty of goblins. They can do the ones, there's like the knight one. They can maybe do that as a deluxe figure or something like that. There's all different variations of goblins that they could do. So I feel like they can get at least one more wave out of this if they wanted to. I'm kind of wondering if when they release Ludo at the end of the year, will they release any more figures? Because that would just be one. I don't know how much that's gonna cost, 'cause that's gigantic. It's so big and bulky. I don't know how much that's gonna cost, but I feel like if you release that, and you could probably release maybe like 2 more figures with it. And, that could be it. Like, they could release, maybe a Fiery and another Goblin King or something like that. But I wanna see more. I mean, since it's taken so long, and something obviously happened, I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath now. I'm not gonna go too deep into a want list. I would love to see other things, like even a little play set with maybe some walls or whatever that you can, make it like look like a little labyrinth or something like that. But I guess we'll see. Hopefully, Plastic Meatball does maybe a few more, but even if they don't, I think this is a really, really good collection. I mean, we've got all the main characters in it, other than Ludo, who's coming out at the end of the year. And I mean, it's amazing. I'm just so happy. I'm so happy that these came out. So I'll probably take pictures when they come in, maybe have them all out. I did get an extra Sarah and Jareth, so maybe I'll open those when they come in. So, other than that, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.